Hi, Masters. A very good morning and good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us from all across the globe on this beautiful Thursday morning. Welcome to day 3 of Swayam, season 3 of My Time sessions. Swayam is a 33-day transformative journey where we all gather together and group do meditation and listen to the wisdom from wonderful masters and learn new things. Clear our doubts and transform ourselves and grow together, masters. And this program is presented by IFSS and co-partnered by Omega Pyramid, PSSM Ignite, Beat, Breath Universe, Joy, and Pima. Today's session is hosted by Omega Pyramid Dallas. And we'll start today's session with a 40 minutes meditation. And we have Sharath Master with us to guide today's meditation. Welcome, Sharath sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bhavani madam. So let's get started. So there will be simple steps for meditation, just to repeat. Very simple. Find a comfortable posture. Any posture which is very comfortable, where you can sit for a longer duration. So once you find a very good posture, comfortable posture, what you have to do is you have to clasp your fingers. Clasp your fingers, cross your legs. You can sit anywhere. You can sit comfortably on a sofa or on a floor, wherever you feel comfortable. And then take out your slip, any specs if you have, and then slowly close your eyes and start observing your breath. So those are the steps. No mantra to be chanted, no visualization, no recall of any memory. Just you have to close your eyes, clasping your fingers, and then start observing your breath. So these are the steps. So before we get into it, I would request everyone to find your best posture where you can sit comfortably. Take 5-6 seconds time to find it, and this is the time if you want to dim the lights of your room, you can. Gather yourself, gather your mind, be here. Withdraw from everything, any thoughts you're doing, withdraw. There is nothing to do, no hurry, no urgent tasks. Become calm already. Relax yourself a lot. A natural relaxation will aid you greatly in meditation. Hope you have found your best posture. Now clasp your fingers like this. Slowly close your eyes. Slowly. As you close your eyes, there could be a lot of background sounds. There will be a lot of sensations on the body. As we are focusing or coming to observe breath, these things are normal. Don't pay attention to them. They will become passive as you start observing your breath. Be very comfortable, relaxed. Start observing your breath. One of the best ways to observe your breath is after exhalation, in breath, inhalation starts on its own. You are not to alter the breathing pattern. It should be natural, soft, tender. You should not give any other task to your mind other than observing your breath. Cut out everything. Just have to comfortably, in a relaxed state, start observing your breath. At the beginning, as you totally start observing your breath, each inhalation, each exhalation take you deep into meditation. This is the only work you have to do. Keep observing. Keep observing your breath. Nothing else to do. So let's do it for next 7 to 8 seconds. Observe your breath. Relax. Do not analyze. No good, no bad. Just be with your breath. Natural, soft, tender breath. Continue observing your breath. There will be a soft, smooth background meditation music which will aid you to be in this meditative state. The music will start anytime. When mind wanders, Gently bring back to breath. To relax. No resistance, no changes. Relax and be with your breath. Nothing can disturb you when with breath. Relax. Come back to breath. Just flow with your breath. Relax. Breath is your guru. It will lead you into meditation. Just observe and follow it. Be with your breath, masters. with your breath. Three more minutes, masters. One more minute. 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rub your palms. Keep it on your eyelids. Now slowly open your eyes. If you wish, you can continue meditating. Masters, tell everybody, tell to the world that you will be meditating at this time every day so that you are relaxed. Thank you. Thank you very much for meditating with me. Over to you, Bhavani madam.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharad sir. This was a wonderful meditation. So, masters, you all had a wonderful meditation just like me. And now let's start today's session, masters. And I would like to invite Naresh Lingapalli master to share his experience.
Thank you, Bhavani. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Perfect. So why don't we just start with a Q&A first, then eventually kind of we can get to maybe I'll share my experience. How did my journey start and what was my first meditation experience? I got a question yesterday about which I wanted to start with right now, if you guys are okay with that.
Yes, Naresh.
Perfect. So we all know that Ana-Pana-Sati is about mindful breathing, right? It is about your, the focusing on observing your breath, right? So I do not know how many of us know that why the breath? Why do we have to observe the breath? Any of the new meditators have any answer for that? Anyone can raise their hand, will enable your. Do we know why do we have to observe our breath? Why not something else? Okay. I'm assuming that all of us are not able to raise for the admin restrictions. So for one thing, masters, we might go across multiple practices. It might be PSSM, it might be not PSSM, it might be any other organization that we do with, right? But sadhana is the foundation for everything. So there are reasons. So when Buddha, yeah, Preeta. Sorry, let me unmute you. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, you asked a question some time back. I thought we concentrate on our breathing. It is more to look inward.
Mhm.
And that is something constant. You feel extremely calm when you concentrate only on your breathing.
Perfect.
Centeredness.
Absolutely. You're right. That is good. Any other answer from anyone else? Thank you, Preetaji.
Thank you.
Perfect. So I had the same question when I started with meditation, and what you said, Preetaji, is right. Right. So think about it in this way, right? Let's answer that in a logical way and illogical way, because we need to have both sides justified, right? Anapanasati So what are we doing in this practice? In this, when we practice Ana-Pana-Sati, we are trying to be in the present, right? So logically, what is more present than breath in your current phase? Breath is constant. It is a natural anchor for you to concentrate, like what Preetaji has said, right? You talk about heartbeat. There are two things that goes on continuously. One is your breath, and the other one is your heartbeat. Maybe we will get to a stage eventually when you realize, when you kind of get focus on your heartbeat. But when you start with, you have breath in your hand, or available, readily available with you, which would help you to stay in the present. That's the first logical thing that I was told. And the second thing was, when you focus on your, when you observe your breath, again, focusing is different forcefully, and observing your breath is different forcefully. Now your breath has the power to really kind of control your mind by reducing, or the intonations of your breath will impact your mind. The intonations of your breath will impact your body. So it means that it is the connection between your mind and as well as your body. So what are we doing in meditation? We are staying in present. And for us to stay in present, one, you should have that asana siddhi, the easiness to sit, and you also needs to have the thoughtless state, or maybe limited thought state. So the bridge between these two aspects, which is your mind and your body, is done, or is the right connection for you is breath, right? And I don't know if you guys observed or not, when you take deep breaths and then try to control your breath, it is helping you to calm your mind, right? Mindful breathing reduces stress, and it will build focus as well, right? So our masters, they have practiced a lot, they have experimented a lot, and have designed Anapanasati. Gautam Buddha has designed or reinvented Anapanasati, if you want to use that word. So we come across a lot of practices, Anapanasati or not Anapanasati. Let us all, whoever started meditating, focus on what is being taught. You don't have to reinvent something. You don't add anything else on top of it. If you are asked to observe your breath, let's start observing your breath, right? Sorry, I've seen a hand raised. Does anyone have any other answer to share? No problem. So, masters, what is basic for us is, it's been over 2 years as I've meditating, and I'm very happy. A lot of things have changed to me since my meditation. So the basic thing that what I've learned is, we talk about third eye masters, we talk about visions, we talk about a lot of other siddhis and everything, right? These are all byproducts of your sadhana. All you have to do to start with is observe your breath. Today I might have meditated for an hour, which is full of thoughts which you can control, thoughts which you cannot control. But what you're doing is you're training your mind that you don't focus on your thoughts, observe your breath. Eventually, that would calm everything. And now, when do you have confidence that you are following your breath? Is there is a certain sweetness that you would experience in your natural breath, right? If I'm talking, if I'm trying to kind of react to something, or if I am hyper, or if I am sad, or any emotion that I perform, that immediate effect would be on my breath. But when you're at a very calmer and a regular state, right, you see a subtleness in your breath, right? The natural breath flow that you see. So always and always, I would request all of us to, start focusing on your breath. And once you experience that, everything falls in line, right? All the questions that we get, I had similar questions when I started meditation, that why am I getting so many thoughts? Why am I not able to focus? Why am I seeing these visions? It's all the mind. And for you to control your mind, you have to observe your breath. And when you observe your breath, everything would start aligning itself in your physical body and as well as your mental state. So this is one message that I want to start with. So and yeah, Jenny, you have a question or you have an answer? Sorry.
Yeah, hi. So I had a question. When I started meditation, it was like I am controlling my breath. I still, for the few minutes, I feel like I'm controlling my breath.
Mhm.
So I want to know your experience. How did you manage this thing? Because every beginner will focus, but indirectly will control the breath, right? So I want to know your experience on that.
So when I started my meditation, I was very fortunate to be in a environment where I have masters who have went through that phase, right? So my first meditation experience was I was really kind of, maybe I was tired, or that was the first time I started my meditation with zero expectations. So when you have zero expectations and when you start any activity, action, task within your personal life anywhere, right? So now this my meditation I started with zero expectation, and I felt like I was at peace. I started seeing a lot of mountains. I started seeing a lot of rivers, and I felt like I was cruising through these mountains and rivers and forest, and it gave me a very pleasant experience. Or maybe a week later, a month later, when I had developed that thought that I am a meditator, that's when I started that problem where I really had to control my breath, forcefully, right? Sometimes it took me 5 minutes, sometimes it took me 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and 50 minutes. But the key for that is keep practicing, keep doing your sadhana. Eventually, your body will come to an acceptance state that we are meditating. Your mind will come to an acceptance state and let it come naturally, right? It might be because you are not you are so. What are the two things that you need to meditate properly? Sukhasana, which is asana siddhi, right? You should be in a comfortable posture. No one said you have to sit at this direction, that direction, or choose a comfortable comfy pillow or anything. Whatever you are comfortable with, just be seated. And now you give a posture. Eventually, within a month, 2 months, or 3 months, you will understand what is a posture that your body would be comfortable with, right? So it took me around 2 months for me to understand what is the comfort level of my body. In what position should I sit? Do I need a pillow? Do I don't need a pillow? So once I get to that point, that's when the focus on the breath, the observation of the breath started, and I did a lot of things to try to control that. But one of the masters suggested me that it's a natural process, right? Now your body is at a stage that it is accepting your practice. Now let it go. You might feel that the forceful breathing for about a minute, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, leave it like that. It will get back to its pace eventually. So I would say do not focus on that. Focus only on your meditation time. Let that calm down naturally.
Thank you.
That's beautiful, Mahesh. Thank you. And Masters, anyone else?
So one of the very things that I've experienced after I started meditating is um, I started experimenting a lot. Experimenting like what is the best position for me to sit in, or maybe am I comfortable to sit on a chair, on a couch, or am I comfortable to sit on the floor with cushions? And when I started my meditation, I heard a lot of masters talking about all the practices and the best practices technically that we have here. So, friends, what makes a difference for us for our meditation is point number one is you should be determined that you are meditating today. It might be 5 minutes, it might be 2 minutes, or it might be 30 minutes or 1 hour. Do not compare yourself with any masters that someone started meditating and is already in a phase of meditating for 1 hour. I'm just doing it for 5 minutes. So that's something I started with. When I started my meditation, I was able to kind of sit together and practice for about an hour. Within a month or two, that 1 hour became 30 minutes, and eventually that became 10 minutes and 15 minutes, and it was fluctuating between 10 and 15 minutes. All I've understood is I was giving importance of the byproducts of your meditation, right? Will I get the visions, what other people are seeing? Will I kind of, when do I experience the third eye? Or will I get into something, some other mode where all the people are talking about? And that is a distraction that I went through. Now, the moment I realized that these are the byproducts that we need, that we would automatically experience, and for you to really kind of think about, you are losing your asana siddhi because of these things. And I started meditating. Uh, I've secured my position. I have understood what my body would want for me to meditate for longer periods. And it might be sometimes the perfumes around me, the incense sticks, the agarbattis is what we talk. That helped me a lot. Sometimes the place where I am, right? It is very much crowded. It's all the doors are closed. Maybe I need some fresh air within the room. That helped me a lot. And everything changed after that. Eventually, you kind of create your own environment, and you get to a point that you don't need an environment to meditate. First, you have to get accustomed to how you meditate, and eventually, you may not need a environment. You are adjustable everywhere, right? So that those are the basic things that I want to really kind of talk to when we start meditation. So observe your breath, understand your body, what is the comfort level, where does your body support you for these longer meditations. Create an environment which supports you, music, the smell, or the fresh air, and eventually everything will fall in line.
Nice. Thank you, Naresh sir. And then one more question. Okay, sir. Yeah, Prithvi. Prithvi.
Yeah, hi Naresh.
Hey, Prithvi.
So my question is actually, I started meditation with the first practice of meditation that I started was a guided meditation, which involved visualization. And sometimes I used to even do chanting before the meditation. So that was actually kind of soothing, and I used to feel very calm. And after the practice of meditation, I used to feel really relaxed and very pleasant. But when I was introduced to Ana-Pana-Sati meditation, being with the breath, scientifically, the technique was making all sense. Like, I could understand that breath is very deeply connected to mind. So, to quiet the mind, I have to observe the breath. So, this technique was very simple, just observing the breath. But while doing the technique, I was struggling a lot because the technique is so simple that I just need to observe the breath and do nothing. There were a lot of thoughts. It was not really pleasant to me. And I was really doubting because usually when we talk about meditation, we think it'll make us more calm, peaceful, and pleasant. But Anapanasati meditation, when I started it, it was really very different. It was difficult. And it was not really pleasant. It was not really making me peaceful. So, as a beginner into Anapanasati meditation, I struggled a bit to really understand and get to the actual purpose of meditation. So, what do you tell a beginner about this practice? Like, what should be their mindset? What should they be expecting out of it?
So most of us will go through this, right? So let's consider this. I'll take a very simple example. I'm sure everyone can connect with this, right? You started riding a bicycle. Either you'll have those stabilizers to the right? Extra wheel is to the right, or you might have one of the elders, holding your seat and making sure that you kind of, start riding your bicycle. Now, the initial phase that you went through, Prithvi, is something like that, right? So we need support, right? Your music is a support. It's an aid that will help your mind to focus on that and then get back to your breath. and the perfumes or the environment, the ambience that you create is something like a support. Now, eventually, when you kind of get to a stage and start, you don't realizing that you no longer need those additional supports, there is a struggle, there is a practice that you need to make, right? So, which is what you're talking about. Initially, when you did a guided meditation versus when you are following the music, it went well for you, right? You, because you had that support. And now that you no longer have that support, you are on your own. You need to do some sadhana, and that sadhana, it might take 6 days for me, it might take 6 months for someone else, it might take 6 years for someone else. It is your determination which will deliver that state of mind that you are looking for, right? If you are saying that I've been meditating for the past 1 year, uh, I'm still not able to control my thoughts, it means that there is something that you need to change. And there is no practice as bad practice. Everything is a good practice for us, right? So see if there is any change that you can make. For an instance, it might be you might need these supporting aids like music or the scent or the ambience for you to continue for some more time, so that you kind of get deviated from your thoughts and start observing your breath. Or maybe go out, do nature meditation. My experience is, when I started nature meditation, everything changed, right? We are living in a world where we are completely dependent on, I'm sure in 24 hours, either I listen to a call for my office, or I listen to music, or I'll listen to TV, or some or the other thing is there, where we have a lot of dependency on the screens and the artificial music, right? But when you really experience nature meditation, that's when I felt I did a nature meditation in one of the recent nearby parks. You don't have to go to hill stations, just go to a regular park where you might not feel too much of your interference from your devices, and then feel your focus or observe your breath there. I think that helped me a lot. All of us can try that. Ritaji.
That is excellent, Naresh. I just wanted to add, right? So in meditation, until you get into the meditation, right, class P, it's okay. You do your affirmation, but once you get into meditation, when you sit for meditation, you should not give anything to your mind, any other task other than observation, right? Pure observation, no expectations. Expectation is also a form of thought. It keeps repeating. There should not be an expectation. Nothing, everything is absent. You have to cut that away. It is very good initially, thoughts will come. And it is actually a very good sign that thoughts are coming. It is not demotivating you. The thoughts are coming. It creates anxiety, but use observation. Who is observing? Let's not go there. Once you observe, you are creating space. You are detaching to whatever is happening in front of you. That's freedom, right? So observation gives you that. It will actually, you detach from that and you observe. And after you observe it, because you're already detached, it will disappear. Yes, initially the thoughts will be dense, but as you practice observing your breath, it starts disappearing. In meditation, when you intensely observe your breath and cut out everything, the breath will also slowly disappear. It will also follow. So that is the beauty of observation. That is the guarantee of observation. It will free your mind and it will allow you to be what you are. Whatever comes, you have to be in that observation mode only. No expectations, no qualifications, no praise, no good, no bad. Moment you engage the mind to do that, your meditation will drop. You're out of meditation. So that is the point, right? Thank you so much. Wonderful sharing, Naresh. Thanks so much.
Preeta, probably you can unmute, Preetaji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, my question was like, I have been doing meditation for the past 2 years, but as you said, like, I chose to have a quiet place. I created a space in my home, which is like in the balcony and close to nature. What I thought I was meditating was being extremely calm and being with myself. But, and today is my first day and I joined late. Is it okay that you explain again what exactly is Ana-Pana-Sati? Because I have been practicing something which came to me naturally, but I would love to know what is the right way to do it.
Okay. So we have many senior masters in this call, but I really want to take that and explain what is Ana-Pana-Sati, what is my learning so far and practice so far, Ji. So let's go phase wise, right? So one is for us to start meditating, the first thing that we need to know is asana siddhi, right? And for us to get to that asana siddhi is your body posture, right? And for us to get to that asana siddhi, sukhasana is what you want to find out. What is the comfortable position for us to sit, right? I feel comfortable when I sit in a chair and literally kind of cross my feet and put it on the top and then cross my hands or clasp my fingers. So Anapanasati is observing your breath. I do not want to get into definitions and talk about what is Anapana, what is definitions on everything, right? So what we are doing here is we are crossing our feet, clasping our fingers, and closing our eyes. So what happens is we are meditating, and when we meditate, we raise our energies within. There is a certain vibration that we feel, and everything happens, right? So we are first within our asana siddhi or this sukhasana, or Patriji has asked us to, or maybe the practice that we do in PSSM is when you close your eyes, clasp your fingers, and cross your feet, you're creating a loop of energy so that there is no leakage of energy. What I was told is 80% of your energy leakage would happen from your eyes. So always close your eyes. 10% through your hands, 10% to your through your feet. There might be a different reason for that, but it encourages every new meditator to not to open their eyes when they are meditating, right? So that I don't want to open my eyes, whatever happens, I can remove my I can allow this 10%, 10%, but I don't want to open my eyes. Now when you get to that posture, when you are at a sukhasana state where your body is feeling comfortable and relaxed, what we are doing is we are observing our breath. So when you observe your breath, it would help you calm down your mind. You and I are on the same boat, right? Same tenure, more or less 2 years. Your thoughts are nothing but your brain is still active, right? We are thinking about something. We are not surrendering to ourselves. We are not surrendering to any deity. We are not surrendering to any particular, task or a process or something in front of us. It is to calm your body. So once your body is calm, then calm your mind and then observe your breath and let the energies take care of everything. So you are going inside. You are starting to experience yourself. There is nothing else is happening, right? So what are we doing here is first we are observing and we are going within ourselves inside and creating that, like Sharadji has said, we are creating that space, right? That is the foundation for us to perform anything. So once you get to that state, everything else that you learn, a new practice like Vipassana, a new practice like what you do in Isha, and everything follows that, right? So we are preparing ourselves, and our foundation has to be strong for us to achieve anything. And then, masters, if anyone wants to really kind of add to that.
Absolutely, that is absolutely correct, Naresh. Preetaji, Ana-Pana-Sati, right? We need to understand that by the term, right? Ana-Apana. This is in breath and out breath. And Sati means be with it. In your natural course, your mind is always prone to interfere with anything, tinkering around, anything. Wherever you go, It will tinkering. That is very natural. So in this method, what task you give to the your mind is just be with your breath. Don't do anything. It is perfectly possible that you can be with your breath. What can you do with your breath? Nothing. So we keep reminding, right? Be with your breath, just like you be with your friend, but you don't do anything. Be with your breath. Just flow with it. So what happens? Mind automatically after some time disengages automatically. Anything which is bothering you will come rushing, because you're practicing how to be without interfering with it. You will also naturally extrapolate or take it to the other things which are happening with you, like thoughts coming. Some other thing is happening, right? What happens is those things you will also learn as you practice. They will come and they will go, but you will not pay attention. You'll just be with your breath. So this will disengage the mind. When mind is disengaged, then the thing starts happening which is not to be expected. That needs to be experienced only. In experience, there is no indulgence. In experience, there is no act. The experience is just be there, see, feel. That's it. You should not reason, right? That is what the practice is all about. As simple as that. Moment you give more tasks to your mind, it is very hard to be in that meditative state. Meditation is a state of mind where your mind is free and you get a lot of energy, and that takes care of a lot of stuff. So as simple as that, right? Practice it. Keep
And couple
practicing.
of things, right? So couple of things is when we meditate, what happens to us, right? So there are, I read an article by Patriji. I can send the extract. So what happens is this is something that all of us will experience, right? When you sit for meditation, sometimes you feel like there's a lot of heat that you experience in your hands because you're closing the hands, clasping your fingers for a long time. You feel like your hands are growing bigger and bigger sometimes, or sometimes you might experience that you're like one of the questions that I see, right? So my legs get numb every time I sit for more than 10 minutes, or you might feel a pulling sensation in the head and expect it for. So all these things are happens. So we need to understand, right? So all these sensations that you feel are quite natural. It happens because your body is adjusting to the posture. We might be a athlete, we might be a gymnast, we might not be a person like me who won't give priority for bodily activities like exercises or anything. But now what am I doing? My focus is I'm sitting down. There is a lot of you know experience that the body is going through, right? That stiffness, that pulling on everything, right? Everything is being touched upon, and all these are normal. And if you are not able to sit for a long time, you feel like your entire legs are feeling numb. Just see if you can in kind of live with that for that period of time, or if it is that numbness is converted to pain, then change the posture. Change the posture. Keep your legs in a comfortable way. Maybe just if you're folding them and sit on a chair, then do your meditation. Nothing happens. If you experience a pull in your head, which is also an absolutely normal thing, it just the headache and everything will be controlled, right? Think about your energy system. Your entire frequency of your body, your energy system is being aligned, and before it gets aligned, it has to make the changes, shifts, and everything would happen. So let's give some time for that, and we continue on that. And eventually I got to a stage where I felt like I'm having a severe headache if I'm not meditating for that day. So I will look for a time where I can sit for at least 30 minutes and meditate. That's when I feel like I'm able to control my headache and then get into that mode.
Thank you.
Sometimes, like, yes, Bhavani, sorry.
Yeah, I have a question. when we start doing meditation and all, and then I heard from the usually we hear from masters that like they experience certain things in meditation, like they're seeing things, or like they can smell nice fragrance and different visions. So and few people they don't see anything. So now how do we take how we explain this?
Right. So I have a illogical explanation for that, Annie. So everything can't go with logic, right? See, this sadhana that we are talking about, all of us understand the word sadhana, right? The sadhana is, let's assume that, so I started my meditation when I was 33 years old. And it does not mean that my meditation experience or the sadhana that I'm doing is only 1 or 2 years of tenure, right? I might have had my sadhana in my previous lifetimes, right? It is just that my spiritual awakening happened when I was 35 years old, and my sadhana continues from my previous lifetimes too. So that's the reason, if you see, few of us experience, and each and every master has a different experience. I was able to connect the first time. Few of us were not able to connect for the first time. Or I was not able to connect for the first time, and the other person who started on the same day is able to connect for the first time. That's the first thing that we need to understand, right? Sadhana is eternal, right? It follows your soul plan, it follows each of your lifespans that you are working on. Second thing is, few of us would see visions, few of us would experience nice smell and everything, right? In the initial stages, see, these are all the byproducts that we get through the sadhana. If you focus on those byproducts, then you lose focus on your actual practice that you're supposed to do, right? So if you feel that you're seeing a vision, then see, if is that a real vision, or are you in awareness and seeing that vision, or is your mind showing that vision to you, right? We might hallucinate, right? The mind might be showing something to you. If you are experiencing nice smell when you're meditating it, enjoy it, right? Enjoy that, because we are working with our senses. Your mind is related to all your senses. Just enjoy it, but observe your breath. Continue your sadhana. Today you might get a vision. Tomorrow you might feel like you are looking at everything with your eyes closed. The day after you might feel like you're looking at someone's aura. Everything is normal. That is what the sadhana is about.
So even if we are not seeing those things, we don't have to worry. So that's why, because usually it comes from masses, because they are saying, but I'm not able to. So am I doing correct meditation, or do I have to do anything else to do that?
No, everything is normal.
And one more point I would like to add here is, we actually don't know what kind of experiences we are in need of. So our body and our mind, based on the purpose of life, we will be receiving certain kind of experiences that are needed for our physical, mental, and spiritual upliftment. So our mind always take a comparison. Oh, those people are getting those kind of experiences, I'm not getting. Because mind always expects some fascinating experiences, which gives some happiness to mind. But if it is not necessary for our own spiritual growth, because everybody are unique in their own spiritual path, so we may need to have an open mind wherein we will accept that experiences what we are receiving, and knowingly and unknowingly our soul will always move in a direction where it keeps on getting enlightened. So the first thing in spirituality is accept whatever that is there on your desk. So if you think in this perspective, our mind will become open and we will start getting enlightenment. Thank you.
Thank you, Balaji. And there is one more topic, right? So sometimes when we meditate, we feel like we are sleeping, right? We might have gone through the sleeping mode, right? I've experienced that, and what I've learned about that is, so I asked a lot of masters, and everyone gave me this answer. I think this is something all of us will go through. Your meditation depends on it's not the state of mind only, but also how energetic your body is. Your body needs energy, friends. Right? All of our bodies needs energy. So when I meditate, if I am feeling very tired, I go to that yoga nidra. That's what we can call it, right? In that meditative state, I sleep. I don't know. I might be sleeping for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. All of a sudden, I kind of have that state where I'm awakened. And when I'm awake, when I'm getting back to my present, I feel very energized. It means that probably I'm slouching a little bit when I'm sleeping, I'm not in my senses, and all of a sudden my body is taking rest. All of our bodies are taking rest during that period. Once it has taken enough energy, enough rest, then automatically you are awake, and you could experience that you're able to kind of keep your spine more straight and tall, and then expand and meditate for longer times, right? So if you are sleeping, it is okay, right? Your body and your mind both are important for your sadhana. Sorry.
Thank you, sir. And actually, one more thing, sir, like, how will you know that like you're getting that energy? Do you feel it like in a certain way, or
So this is something which I have observed in my longer meditation. So for me, the first long meditation that I did was for like 3.5 hours. The first 30 minutes, I was forcefully, again, it was my initial days, I was forcefully controlling my breath, making sure that I start feeling that vibrations. You know, you expect something, right? Initially, we all expect something, okay, until unless I feel that vibration in my hands, my legs are at calm, my body feels like expanding. That's when I used to think that, okay, now you are in meditation. Now your body is cooperating. But when I did the longer meditation, all of us have to do long meditations for about 12 hours, 24 hours. It is possible for all of us. When I did the longer meditation, So when I did the longer meditation, what I understood is for about 1 hour, I was literally in a sleep mode, but I could feel everything. I could see masters getting up, sitting down, and everything, but I was sleeping. And all of a sudden, at some point, I did not open my eyes, but I could feel that my body is all energized. It was kind of a jalak for me that my body felt all energized, and I was able to continue my meditation for that another 1.5 hour with ease. So when I asked a question to the senior master, he said that you were tired on that day because it was a night meditation for me. I was so tired, taking care of a lot of stuff at home. I was inviting people, friends for this particular, session, and probably this meditation helped me energize my body and continue my sadhana further.
thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you so much for answering our questions. Anyone else, masters? Anyone have any other questions?
Okay. I don't think we have more questions now.
Yeah, thank you, masters.
Yes, ma'am. Naresh, I'm letting your secret out. Tell me that experience that you got in Vipassana of you literally eating food without nothing in front of you. You were, please share that experience to tell how mind and body are interlinked.
Okay. So for me to start with that, I want to make sure that all of us are literally listening to these conversations. Can you give a thumbs up or something? Just give a reaction. I want to see how many of us are in present right now. How many of us are in awake mode? I see 6 people, 7 people. That's it. Out of 40 people, only 8 people, 9 people, 10. Can we go at least 20? Perfect. Good. So this is one of the experience masters that really changed my life, and it is a very very fresh experience which happened this February, first week of February. I do not know. Sorry, hold on. I'm just trying to get my camera on. Oh, okay. Okay. Are you guys able to see me now? Okay, perfect. I think my camera died on me. So now that all of us are in the present mode, listening to what we are saying, right? So this is something that really changed. I would say kind of a transformation, which I'm very proud of myself, right? So I'm born and brought up in Telangana region, which is by default we give more preference to the food, especially the non-veg, and as customary, as the part and parcel of the tradition, everything starts with food and ends with food. If we have a new baby born, we need a ceremony which involves with food, and if someone vacates their body, we need a ceremony that involves food there, right? So I grew up in that this thing, and I got to a stage before my meditation that I was so proud to tell that I do a lot of stress eating. That stress eating is something which worried me a lot, and I got an opportunity to come to experience Vipassana, which is this year, February 2025. Now, I do not know how many of us have heard about Vipassana or experienced Vipassana, but I would recommend all of us to really kind of have that practice. Vipassana has multiple courses, and the course that I have experienced is a 10-day course. So for 10 days, you will accept few disciplines that they want us to follow. The first thing is there is a schedule that you follow, that for this 10 days, the first thing that we start with is your noble silence. We will not talk to any fellow meditator. We will not talk unless it is needed that you have to talk to your teacher. Will not really kind of get into anything. You will maintain absolute silence. Second thing is you will meditate at a specific schedule throughout the day, and I was able to meditate for 10 hours a day, right? Thanks to Ana-Pana-Sati. Absolutely beautiful that I was able to meditate for 10 hours a day for 10 days. So I clocked about 100 hours easily. Now, one of the best experiences that you get in Vipassana is, and which I went through is, we all know what is Ana-Pana-Sati, right? We are observing our breath. Similarly, when you practice Vipassana, we also go through a new practice called Kaya-Panasati. You will observe your body. Kaya-Panasati is observation of your body. Now, during this practice, I happen to go through a lot of experiences. I during this practice, I came across my mind played a lot of things. I came across a lot of those memories in my body, in my mind, that I thought I forgot them. I was able to remember those situations which happened in my childhood, which I forgot, and I don't have any reason that should come out during this. Now, the major setback for me for Vipassana was the food. I'm very foodie. I don't have any schedule for foods before Vipassana. So I know days with two breakfasts, two lunches, two snacks, and two dinners, and sometimes three dinners also, based on what you do. Now I want to overcome that. So when I was practicing this Kaya Panasati, I was able to get to a point where one of the body parts, you focus on one of the body parts, there is a sensation that you observe, and I identified a block and I started working on it. Now my mind started playing a lot of tricks that it forced me. I myself forced myself to eat more or skip meals or try to sneak some food from the pantry to your room, and so that you can eat it at the night, and a lot happened. Now it so happened one particular day, I remember it as around fifth or sixth day, I got maybe I wouldn't call it as a vision, but my mind showed me something which was very unnatural for me. Uh, it was during my second half of the day. I was meditating continuously. All of a sudden, I felt like I was in my hometown in Nizamabad district, in my own place, and I could see both my mother and my brother standing there, and I felt like they have served me food, and I started eating the food. I know I could clearly sense what are the dishes that are served to me, rice, non-veg and everything, and I was eating the food. Now that particular vision was running in my mind when I was meditating, and the interesting part was I didn't knew that, but one of the student managers told me that I was literally enacting as if I was eating that food. Right, as I was talking, I was kind of having that, devouring that food. I was making my body movements were as if I was eating that food, and at some point I felt like I was literally kind of able to smell the dishes that I'm eating, and I was so full that within some time I moved to a different from my hometown house to a different house, and new dishes came in, and I again started eating. That vision or that experience was there for about 30 to 45 minutes, and the student manager was there sitting next to me for 30 to 45 minutes, and after almost I was done eating, he will come next to me and whisper that, Naresh, are you all right? So I could hear him. It means I'm aware that I'm meditating, I'm in presence, but my mind or the vision is showing me that I'm having food, and I could smell it, I could feel it. I could feel that my tummy is full. I could see everything, right? And friends, that was the last time I've intentionally had food in the evening. Right from that February, I do not know if that was February first week, maybe second, third, or fourth date, till date, I never had an intention of having food in the evenings. I just stopped eating food in the evenings, and that has improved my sadhana tremendously. Right?
Yeah,
How did it?
let me interrupt you. Why do you think that happened? You were not on the day one. You were on day 4 or 5, and
Yeah.
and in the almost in the middle of a 10 days course, you had that experience of having food. So why is it? Why do you think you got that experience? What is the reason?
That was my blockage, Sampatana. That's my block. I cleared my block. It might be a karmic block or it might be a mental block, but I cleared that. Maybe
Can we call it a craving?
craving. Yes, it is a craving, right? When you do the Kaya-Pana-Sati or Ana-Pana-Sati, it is you have 4 different stages or different segments that we can talk about, right? So craving, it was a craving. That craving might be my block again, right? Every time I kind of had a bad call in my office, or I'm not able to get the results that I was expecting. My expectations are not met. I used to literally kind of go drive to a restaurant nearby, have food, and I forgot about that, and come back home and behave as if I did a great job by kind of suppressing that stress. I think more than craving, that's a blockage. I see that as a blockage.
Yeah, the reason why I use the word craving is because yesterday in the call, we told the participants that today we will tell what exactly is mind and why we are taking help of breath to go to a no mind state. Why breath is the exact opposite to the mind. So I'll be happy if Prithvi or you, anybody, both of you have done Vipassanas, and this is the wisdom given by Buddha. So I leave it to you both, whoever can present this. What is mind and why breath?
Yeah.
Prithvi, pick that up. Yeah.
The reason why we are choosing breath is, one, we know that it is with us all the time and it is universal. We don't label the breath with anything, right? It is universal. That's one reason. And then the reason why we use breath, yesterday Sam was talking about the difference between thinking and observation. So observation can happen only in the present moment. So every breath, this breath, we can observe it. It is happening in this present moment only, right? So we cannot observe the breath which has happened in the past or which will happen in the future. So breath is one thing which will always bring us to this present moment. So from 3 days we are practicing this Ana-Pana-Sati meditation, and you have been observing that the breath and the mind are so connected. The moment you start observing the breath, you start seeing a lot of thoughts coming up, and the thoughts are nothing but it is the past memory, or you are trying to plan something about the future. So the mind keeps moving from the past or the future. It doesn't want to stay in the present moment. That is the habit pattern of the mind. So it is very challenging for the mind to be quiet. That is why we start observing the breath. As the observation of the breath becomes intense, the breath will become subtle. It will become very subtle and subtle. And we will see that even the mind is becoming still. It is becoming quiet. So there is a very deep connection between this mind and breath. So as we get into a lot of intense practices, we will observe that the mind, which is taking us to past and the future, has a habit pattern which keeps telling us, I want this or I don't want this, which we call as a craving or an aversion. So we were talking about the experiences. We were talking about certain experiences like pains in the body, some unpleasant things, or we want some visions. So we have certain expectation from the mind that I want a pleasant experience with the meditation, or I don't want to experience the pain or any kind of sensations in the body. So this mind keeps rolling all the time, that it wants or it doesn't want, it likes or it doesn't like. So it keeps moving. This is the four components which is made up of, which is the mind is made up of. One is, it is always moving in the past or future. It is always having likes and not liking certain things. So that is why we feel that it is very challenging to observe the breath and be in the present moment, because we have been got so used to be with the mind. So we keep moving with the mind, and coming back to breath, we come back to the present moment. That is the reason why we say come back to breath. So the whole purpose of this Ana-Pana-Sati meditation is not to feel pleasant, not to, have only good experiences or feel calm, but to actually develop the faculty of awareness through the observation of breath. The whole purpose is to build our awareness, to become more conscious, to be in the present moment, more than feeling pleasant or peaceful. Peace will happen. It is a byproduct of the practice. But the purpose of the practice is to develop the faculty of awareness. The more we observe, the more we keep coming back to breath, we develop our awareness levels. So, yeah.
Right. Let me just summarize. Thank you, Prithvi. There are two keywords here. One is breath, one is mind. We don't want mind in meditation. We want breath. Why we are taking help of breath? Mind, as Prithvi explained, is a combination of four things: past, future, cravings, and aversions. I repeat, mind is just four of these things. All four put together is called mind: past, future, cravings, aversions. Cravings are those things which we want in life. Aversions are those things which we don't want, we keep running away, we are afraid of kind of things. These cravings and aversions could be in past or future. Usually cravings are in future, are related to future, and aversions are based on past. So why breath now? Because when you are with breath, there is no past, no future, because you are in the present moment. You can only observe a present moment breath. So past and future are gone when you are with breath. Two, you cannot crave about breath. You cannot have aversion towards breath. So when you are with breath, you are neither with past, nor with future, nor in a craving mode, nor in an aversion mode. So breath is such a neutral object which can keep you out of mind. Even one breath you are observing, you are in that state which does not belong to the mind. You are pure awareness. You are pure observation. That's why breath, and it is a very scientific thing that we are going with. When you're with breath, you're not with mind. And if you are continuously able to be with breath, you will reach that stillness where you can become a observer and you can start taking control over mind. Whenever a thought happens, you know it. Whenever a craving comes, you know it. Whether to give energy or not to it, whether to make it into a reality or not, you have the control. You become a master. So please don't take breath as just a random thing to observe. Breath is the thing that we need to observe. So even if it is difficult, just try to keep coming back to breath again and again and again. So this is what we thought of covering yesterday. Thank you, Naresh. Yeah, I have one personal last question for you, Naresh. What is it that you personally got benefited out of meditation, which you did not have when you were not a meditator?
Practically, my wife is a meditator, my kids are meditators, and I started experiencing meditation. The very first thing that I always quote to everyone is, I stopped fighting with my wife. So there are no longer those, it's not about fighting is quarrels. There are no misunderstandings between me and my wife. I think we have understood that we are, so meditation helped me along with Swadhyaya, gave me a new perspective against life in terms of understanding and mutual coexistence, right? That's the first thing that really helped me. And most of my lifestyle sorted because of that. I had a good partner, now I have the best partner with me. Second thing is, practically when I started meditating, I learned about what is oneness. I learned about all the 4 different aspects of mind: aversion, craving, past and future. And my relationships with my colleagues, my intrapersonal relationships, the social life and everything, that got sorted for me. It means that I have a better life at home. I have a better social life right now, right? And I don't have a concept of work-life balance now. Everything is my personal life, right? I'm able to focus. I'm able to design my day, my week, my month without any diversions. I think that's the best I can talk about meditation. And I became a vegetarian. I never expected I will turn out to
Talk
be
about that in the future sessions. We'll go to food a little later. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's such wonderful experience that you have shared.
I think we have one more question. In the question.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
In
you
a
can
family, in a
chat.
family, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
In a family of only one person is a meditator and all the others are non-meditators. Is a meditator helping them in any way? And also the meditator gets doubt sometimes that it is the right path. So how we overcome the doubt?
Okay. I think this is a right question for me. We are not my extended family, my immediate family where we live under one roof. We are a family of 4, my wife, 2 kids and myself. I was the only person, last black sheep, who was not meditating. We came to a point that my wife started meditating. Both my kids, who are 10 and 4 or 9 and 4, started meditating. And then I got the thought of okay, why shouldn't I try meditation, right? So in this case, if think about my wife, right? So spirituality, friends, is your personal growth. It is your evolution, and your family is there in this lifespan. You have your family for a reason, right? So maybe there's a huge topic of soul contracts and everything. I don't want to get into that, but you do your sadhana, and your sadhana will inspire your family, right? When you do your sadhana, there is a transformation that you experience, and that transformation would also influence your family, and automatically they would want to taste that transformation. They would want to get into that. It might take a month, it might take a year, it might take more than that, but you just do what you want to do. Don't force them, please. It's a natural process. Did that answer the question, Joy? Or was it I don't know. It says joy there. Perfect. Sorry, Sampatana, I stopped you in between.
No, I was just thanking you. So one final question from me. You today you guys are representing Omega. So tell us about how your service side of things added to your meditation quality. Like when you're just meditating all by yourself at home, just bothered about your own meditations is one thing. You also practice and you go out and volunteer for projects like Omega, work with people like Sharma sir, Bhavani madam and all. And I know there is a big gang there in Dallas working for Omega Pyramid. So how does this volunteering help? How did it help you
I
in
want to
meditation?
answer that in two parts, very crisp, right? Masters, this is for all of us who are starting meditating, or who just started our meditation, or who are just 1 or 2 years in this path, right? Omega Pyramid is in Dallas. This project is initiated in Dallas. Uh, Unfortunately, I'm very kind of in a jealous mode that I did not visit India for the past 6 to 7 years. I'm in the States and I've never experienced any pyramid that you guys have in Bangalore, Kartal, and now we have pyramids everywhere, right? Now, the speciality of Omega Pyramid is we are talking about absolutely new masters who started meditation. There are masters who did not even start meditation, who started meditation with this initiation of Omega Pyramid. Now, this is a true testament to say that, you know, you don't have to meditate for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years for the universe to present your project. Omega is going to be a 180 by a 180 pyramid in North America. For Dallas, it has already inspired a lot of other projects in progress right now. And the trustees are, you know, completely of different backgrounds, different domains. They're not too much of meditators to start with. They might have 1 year of experience, not more than 2 or 3 of experience, but still universe has given that project to them, and through this initiative people like me are benefiting. Like, coming to the question, right? So what I've learned is, lot of us are busy with your service. We kind of work with a lot of spiritual organizations or non-spiritual organizations as a service, any religious activity that we do remotely, in person, and everything. And we have sadhana. Now look about it. Sadhana is our evolution, Anna. We have to do meditation, the practices and everything is for yourself, for your evolution. Service will help you to check your ego, right? You do your sadhana, you go do a service, and retrospect yourself how much of your service you were, demonstrating oneness, or you are working for that cause, versus how much of your service you were thinking about, I did this, I should be on that stage, you should recognize me, myself, or I is there, right? That is what I've learned when I started with Omega, right? So I give importance to both. I want to do my sadhana, and I go back, do service, and check what is the change that I've seen in myself. So when I started with Omega, when I started with service, I met a lot of masters, irrespective of their age, irrespective of their background, their tenure in meditation or anything. Everyone has come to my reality, into my presence, and taught me something. Whenever I felt like I don't like this guy, it's not him the problem, it's my ego. I've expected something from him, I did not get that, so I'm not liking it. Right? So that is what service and sadhana. I want to address both the areas. Sorry.
Beautiful answer. And we'll talk about it in detail in future. Yeah. And before I give it over to you guys, tomorrow we have the representation from Beat, an organization from Dallas again, which is into corporate meditation. Beat stands for Breath, Energy, Awareness, and Transformation. So tomorrow's concept will also be Beat, Breath, Energy, Awareness, and Thought Power. So, and we will also talk about science. We are just talking about breath now. We'll get into energy awareness and how to utilize those things into thoughts and how to shape your own reality. So, over to you, Bhavani madam.
Yeah. Just one last thing, masters, whoever is new meditators, I would request you to take this opportunity to ask questions. The more questions you ask, the more easier is it for you to kind of upgrade your practice. Maybe you might get a best practice, or maybe you might hear to someone which is kind of eased up their meditation practice or spiritual growth. So please ask questions. Do not hesitate on that. And there is no wrong questions. Everything is the right questions. And when you ask questions, people like me will learn first. So think about me. If you have a question, think about some guy, Naresh. If I ask a question, the answer is going to reach both Naresh and yourself. Thank you.
That's beautiful, Naresh. Thank you so much. And thank you, Masters, all for your wonderful questions. And so we get to learn a lot today. So thank you, Naresh Master, for answering all the doubts. So thank you, Masters, all for joining us today and then giving your energies.
Let's hear from Sharma sir and then say bye. Is he there?
Sharma sir?
He should be next to you. Why are we searching him? Where is he?
Yeah.
I'll call you back.
Yes, we can see you, sir.
Oh, okay. So I could not see this screen.
So we were talking a lot about Omega Pyramid and the volunteering for Omega Pyramid and all that. You are the one who came up with the thought of Omega Pyramid, being a meditator for just 3 to 4 years. So we just wanted to hear a couple of words from you before we say bye today.
So it is, I mean, it is not just me, it is always a group of team of people always. So it is not just my initiation. I won't say it is just my initiation. I just happen to be just person to just initiate just start the group. That's all. But it is, I don't think it is just my idea alone. But quickly we all came together and we were able to develop that idea into a much stronger vision, and we were able to acquire the land for this. So many masters helped for this one, and now it is every day this team is growing and energies are getting added to this project. So help is coming from unthought of corners. So so a lot of challenges are also coming because this. So by the time we complete this project, we face these challenges. So how we face these challenges, with what kind of mindset? So it is going to bring a lot of transformation in each one of the masters who are involved in this project. So it is not just a bunch of small number of people. It is so many masters are involved in this. So all of you in this Zoom session are also part and parcel of this project. So this project will bring complete transformation by the time this Omega Pyramid comes to fruition. So this project is coming for that. And so once Saroja Gullapalli madam said when she came and meditated in the land, so this project is coming to give love and spread love. And that is the spirit I wanted to work with in this project, and that transforms myself, and the project also will be completed with that beautiful emotion. So, and it means the happiness will be there everywhere with and in everyone's face. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharma sir, for sharing that with us. Thank you. Thank you, Masters. So tomorrow again at the same time we'll meet another wonderful Masters and we'll have beautiful meditation. So see you all tomorrow, same time. Until then, have a good night and good day, Masters. Thank you.